Facebook's CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, has done it again. He has broken the internet, but this time he's done it by practically dropping a whole new world on top of it. Or maybe it would be better to describe it as a world within a world. For those who watched the Facebook event where the CEO announced the renaming of the company to Meta, you know how he also introduced the direction his company is going to take into the development of the Metaverse. Now, let's be clear. The Metaverse is not a Mark Zuckerberg idea. Far from it. It's been an idea that has been in discussion since 1992. But the deliberate efforts of Facebook, or rather Meta, has certainly brought to the surface developments that had for a while been going on underground with other firms. This announcement also brought a lot of movement in stocks and even cryptocurrencies, with some of them climbing as high as 400%. Yes, I'm looking at you, Mana Crypto. So I'm sure you're wondering, what is this whole Metaverse talk? What does it have to do with you? How will it affect you and your life going forward? And maybe most importantly, how can you benefit financially from it? All these and more are questions that I will answer in great detail in today's video, as we discuss the 5 best Metaverse stocks you should be investing in now. Let's begin. Before I share my particular stock picks that may enable you to financially enjoy this renewed interest in Metaverse, it is vital that we discuss what the Metaverse is in the first place. In short, the Metaverse is a combination of multiple elements of technology, including virtual reality, augmented reality, and video, where users live within a digital universe. Supporters of the Metaverse envision its users working, playing, and staying connected with friends through everything from concerts and conferences to virtual trips around the world. Zuckerberg said that the best way to understand the Metaverse is to experience it yourself, but it's a little tough because it doesn't fully exist yet. Zuckerberg described a grandiose vision of the Metaverse as an even more immersive and embodied internet, where you're gonna be able to do almost anything you can imagine. Get together with friends and family, work, learn, play, shop, create, as well as entirely new categories that don't really fit how we think about computers or phones today. Still with me? Good. So to summarize, at its core, the Metaverse is a realm that would function as the internet we're used to, but one in which our avatars could move through and participate in. Moreover, it would have an economy unto itself. Besides the interesting and fun nature of it, Metaverse has a lot of economic and financial potential in itself. It's brimming with so much potential that Bloomberg calculates it will be an $800 billion industry by the end of 2024. This is already being reflected as Metaverse stocks have been all the rage recently on the stock market. Yeah, that introvert friend of yours who's always dug into immersive games with virtual reality and Oculus technology is starting to look less crazy, isn't he? Over the next few minutes, I will dive into my favorite stock picks that I believe will be the most lucrative Metaverse stocks as the industry continues to expand. I have chosen these based on the potential that their technologies carry and how they can and will be implemented in the Metaverse and the role that they will play. Get your wallets ready and your notebooks in hand. You don't want to miss these. You might also want to call your banker. Yes, the Metaverse is about to pay off that mortgage. If it doesn't, well, take comfort in the fact that your avatar will always have a place to stay, though. In no particular order, let's get to it. NVIDIA, ticker name NVDA, has frequently been touted as one of the best semiconductor stocks to buy for the long haul. Not shockingly, its foray into the worlds of artificial intelligence and other fast-processing chips make it a powerful player in the world of Metaverse stocks. NVDA's chipsets are already finding their way into a variety of servers and other centralized computers needed to run complex calculations. That includes edge computing platforms run by firms like Fastly. With this leadership position and the need to move with speed, NVIDIA is almost guaranteed to be a top winner from the Metaverse revolution. And another reason its future looks even better. It's pending buyout of ARM Holdings from SoftBank Group. ARM is a major player in patents and software that allow chips to be implemented into computer systems. With the buyout, NVDA will be able to build out its end-to-end ecosystem. In other words, it can place its graphics processing unit and advanced chips into more systems directly and boost computing power. And the Metaverse will need this kind of computing power to work. And while its roughly $40 billion buyout of ARM is anything but assured, with UK regulators among the most recent to raise antitrust concerns, NVDA is still a potential winner from the Metaverse. After all, its chips continue to become the standard with regards to high-speed calculations and computing. NVDA is going to be a lead player in the Metaverse sector with an emphasis on infrastructure, and in my book is a strong pick. The next stock pick on my list targets a completely different sector in the Metaverse world. Where NVIDIA goes for the infrastructure, it goes for the software. Take a lucky guess and see if you can get it. You have 3 seconds. Did you get it right? At this rate, it is almost impossible to discuss anything tech-related without the name Microsoft coming up once or twice. When Satya Nadella became CEO of Microsoft, MSFT, he really changed the game for the aging tech company. His vision allowed the firm to move from the PC era into the cloud computing giant it is today. And he has the potential to do the same for the Metaverse. Already, MSFT has positioned Teams and its 365 software suite into the go-to productivity platform it has become in our new work-from-home environment. That leadership position and continued adoption from consumers and enterprise customers give MSFT a commanding lead when it comes to Metaverse stocks. And the company is using that to its advantage. At a recent corporate event, Nadella and his team unveiled a new suite of the Metaverse and virtual products designed to integrate into its popular suite of tools. This includes enabling users to create AI avatars for video meetings, collaborating in virtual workrooms, and creating immersive environments for participants. For example, Microsoft Dynamics 365 Connected Spaces will allow companies to recreate and visit their work factory floors or retail stores during virtual meetings to boost collaboration, troubleshoot, and directly interact with their product spaces. If this all sounds familiar, it's exactly what Meta is trying to do. The difference is, if you're already an MSFT client, you're not going to drop the company to use a rival when 365 Connected Spaces can easily be added to your existing product mix. The irony is that these apps can be run on Meta's Oculus headset and VR. Perhaps even better is that Microsoft can bring the Metaverse to the masses in a non-business way too. That's through its very successful Xbox gaming system. Daniel Ahmad, an analyst for research firm Nico Partners, estimates that more than 8 million next-gen gaming consoles have been sold through the end of October. That's a lot of people that will have access to the Metaverse through the Xbox platform. All in all, with a commanding leadership position in productivity software and the cloud, Microsoft has the potential to make the Metaverse work for the enterprise. The plug-and-play aspect of its new tools will give it a commanding lead in the space. We still have a few picks on our list, and over the next few minutes, we will go over them. 2 of them might completely take you by surprise. Try to see if you can guess them in advance. If you do, you can reward yourself with a good, juicy steak dinner. Just kidding. Save that money for the stock market. House rules. Matterport is in the 3D space, and so far, it has one of, if not the most relevant technologies for everyday people who will be using the Metaverse. Matterport, MTTR, is a software and video capture company that allows real estate firms to create virtual versions of their buildings. From here, prospective buyers or tenants can do a virtual walkthrough of the apartment, house, or commercial space from the comfort of their living rooms. This saves time and energy versus physically going house hunting. The win is that Matterport is starting to use these digital twins for other industries as well. Retailers are planning new store concepts based on their real estate holdings. Architects are designing spaces, and insurance underwriters are using the platform to reduce their risks. Collaboration is enabled between users, and costs are reduced. There are several ways Matterport makes money. In addition to doing the initial video capturing, MTTR stores the virtual space in the cloud and sells the various tools and hardware needed to design and collaborate in that space. And it looks like its platform is starting to grow in popularity. In the third quarter, more than 6.2 million digital twins were created and uploaded to Matterport's platform. Total subscribers increased 116% year over year, and subscription revenues jumped 36%. Despite being new and still finding its bearings, you can't argue with the growth that MTTR has undergone. However, the growth is there, and the company is a prime example of how the metaverse can be used in a practical sense. Unity and its game engine is also an exciting technology that is going to be very important in making environments within the metaverse. There's a good chance that if you play video games, you're doing so using Unity's software, U platform. U is one of the biggest firms that make software that helps game designers create 3D worlds. According to the firm's own data, 71% of the top 1,000 mobile games were created using Unity's platform, and more than 50% of all games across PC, mobile, and console devices were created using U's code. The strength of Unity is in its model. The best way to think of the company is sort of like the e-commerce firm Shopify. Shop allows regular Joes and professionals the ability to create a functioning website without all the heavy coding work. Unity does the same thing for building 2D and 3D worlds. If someone wants to build an app or game, they can use U's software and platform to do the heavy lifting, allowing them to sit back and be creative without having to stare at lines of code. And like Shopify, Unity has expanded this basic premise into a variety of side business lines. This includes products designed to help developers monetize their creations via advertisements or in-app purchases, as well as offering in-game chat functions. So, why is U on this list of metaverse stocks? Unity has simply designed the framework for the entire metaverse and democratized it for the masses. Switch out the laser blasters in the popular video game League of Legends, which runs on U's platform, with spreadsheets, virtual ice cream, or what have you, and you have the basic premise for the metaverse concept. Already, Unity has created the means for developers to build out a world, users to buy and sell things in that world, and everyone to communicate with each other. With such utility, it's no doubt that as the space expands and Unity becomes a vital aspect of the metaverse, its share price will see a gigantic boost. And now to the company that publicly seems to have revived interest in this sector. Yes, there is no way I was going to leave it out of the loop. Anyway, there is no doubt what Meta, formerly Facebook, is up to in the metaverse space. They have gone all in, starting with their brand. This company has been working on this metaverse project for almost a decade, and it shows in some of their acquisitions and general direction. I think that they are going to be heavily focused on the infrastructure that is supposed to help us interact with each other in the metaverse, and not just with the metaverse. It will help bring the social aspect into the metaverse. Of course, I know that many companies have done this already, but I think Meta will be pushing the limits much higher beyond the screens. These are what I think are the best picks in the market right now, both from a technical and fundamental investment viewpoint. However, there are other good stocks that just barely missed the mark. If you have been watching till now, I'll let you in on an honorable mention that may be worth considering outside of the top 5. Don't be fooled, it's just as strong a pick. On the surface, Roblox, RBLX, is a video game. A very popular one at that. The thing is, it's not really a single game. Roblox uses outside developers to build various games, content, and other entertainment for its users. The firm makes money by selling its virtual currency that players can use to access these games, experiences, content, and even virtual clothing, like a Gucci bag, for their characters. The reality is, Roblox has already created the base for the metaverse within its game, and it's expanding that further. In the company's recent earnings call with analysts, Roblox CEO Dave Baszucki mentioned that the firm's platform welcomes 6-year-olds and at the same time welcomes 30-year-olds. Ultimately, Roblox sees its platform as a virtual place where these immersive experiences, like concerts, are going on all the time, just as play is going on all the time right now, Baszucki said. To make this happen, Roblox is spending some big bucks on talent and acquisitions to build out its version of the metaverse. A prime example is its recent purchase of Guilded, a platform designed to connect various gaming communities. As for the company itself, Roblox continues to see increasing revenues from its platform and business model. For its latest quarter, the firm realized a whopping 126% year-over-year jump in sales. This follows a 140% year-over-year revenue increase in the first quarter. Given its leadership position in the foundations of this next wave of technology, this metaverse stock could be a powerful choice for your portfolio. Investing is always a tricky subject, and it is never advisable to invest more than what you can afford to lose. That being said, I am certain that some, if not all, the stocks listed in this video will play a key role in the building of the metaverse. This growth will undoubtedly be reflected in their share prices as well, as the more indispensable a company is to the future project, the more it will be worth. Utilizing these stock picks, with the right planning and the right investment size, by the time Metaverse is a full-fledged reality, you just might have a couple more zeros to your name.